Oh, I forgot to mute everyone. Can you mute yourselves over that side because it won't let me. Just mute yourself, and then when it's time to talk, then you can unmute yourself. Thank you.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as
Hello, bonjour, Sanbonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances, under this COVID-19 pandemic. So this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. My name is Dr. Riel Kunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to put in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to achieve from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's gonna share some nuggets on how to actually realize that you are destined for greatness. So in Missouri, we have Dr. Sarita Graham. And in Slovakia, we have Dominika Chuak. In Florida, we have Angie Osorio. In Chicago, we have Simon Bridges. And in Atlanta, we have Saveta Beswick. So at this moment, I'll just let our speakers to introduce themselves. So you can go ahead, Dr. Graham.
First of all, I give honor to God, who is truly the head of my life. And I'm truly excited and grateful for this opportunity. My name is Dr. Sarita Graham from Kansas City, Missouri. And today I was driving down the highway. And what was coming in my spirit today was my soul is anchored in the Lord. And I take this opportunity to share with you that I'm a mother that received a call that they found my daughter dead in her apartment. So I took my pain and turned it around for a purpose, because her and I had decided that we were going to open up a transitional house. And so what the enemy thought he meant for bad, God turned every situation around. So what I did was I opened up that house, and I'm helping other women to achieve their greatness. And I am so grateful in this time that I have served over 1,500 women that was incarcerated, that dealt with mental health, substance abuse. And I am so glad that I am able to assist them and help them and give them a safe place where they can lay their head. And I'm truly grateful. And one of the things is, and what I say to all of us women, one God and Father of us all, who is above all, through all, and in you all. That's Ephesians 4:6. And when I think about what we're doing, and when I talk about my pain, the Lord had allowed me to write a book, and it's a journal, and it's called Finding Peace. And we just received 5-time bestseller for that Finding Peace. And so it's on Amazon. And in that, I kind of go over some of the tools that I had to go through when I was facing the things with my daughter. And even though you wanted to talk to different people, people didn't want to listen. They couldn't relate to you because they never had lost a child. And so it gives me that opportunity to give back of the things that I had encountered during my time with my daughter. And even in part of that journal, it tells a little bit about my story. I can be reached on SaritaLynnMinistries.com. My email is actually saritagram@AOL.com. And I do counseling. I am open. I give my cell number out because you never know when you may need a person. And I'll let you know I'm always there. I know what it's like to hurt. I know what it's like not to have. My contact information is 816-225-5965. And what I say to you, keep your hand in God's hand. When I was a little girl, an old minister, which was my great uncle, he said, I don't care what you do in life. Keep God first. Always keep God in your hand because you never know when you may need him. But when you keep that relationship with him, he's always there with you and for you. And I say to you all, I thank this opportunity. To my sisters, I heard my young lady said she's from Chicago. I'm from Danville, Illinois. And so it's just a greeting just to be with a person of Illinoisan. And oh my God, Doctor, I thank you for this opportunity. To the beautiful ladies that's on the panel, may God bless you. And I'm just so excited just to hear what you say and what God is doing in your life. And I thank you very much. Dr. Sarita Graham, Kansas City, Missouri, CEO and founder of Sarita Lynn's Ministry. Thank you very much.
Wow. It's such a great honor to have you, Dr. Graham, and I'm looking forward to hear you speak. So now you can go ahead, Dominica, and introduce yourself, Queen.
Hello, everybody. For you, it's probably morning. Here in Slovakia, we have a great afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to be here with you all ladies. It's such an honor for me. My name is Dominika Schwarz. I am contribution author just for the to be launched anthology called Greatness in You. This is my dream, dream come true, honestly. This book is going to change people's lives and I'm there, collaboration with another 39 authors. Great authors with the one of the top, the legendary Mr. Les Brown. So I'm so happy for that. I'm also coaching a woman to step into their greatness and live their life that they love right now throughout my programs. A part of my greatest passion is self-evolution in all areas of a beautiful life. I love to analyze the life itself, and I go and try, no matter of my circumstances, I work out my lessons and the outcomes, like you say, maybe the golden nuggets, then I'm sharing with my clients. I love my family and I love love. And my name is Dominika Schwarz.
It's such a great honor to have you, Dominika. And yes, it's like you're ready to take on the stage. So I'm looking forward to hear you speak. You can go ahead, Angie, and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Angie Osorio. I am in Miami. I am from Colombia, and I am the mother of 2 teenagers. I got recently divorced, and I reinvented my life in the last 2 years. And now I had the opportunity to reinvent my career. Thank you for the opportunity of being in this space and sharing what is possible to people. What I do for living, I've been working in advertising and marketing for years, and I got trained into personal development to just discover my own life and get out of my own suffering because I was the victim of my circumstances. So what I do now is that I am a marketing creator, a mindset consultant, and an author. And I had the opportunity to share with Dominika to being part of this great book with Les Brown. And this is amazing. You can find me at Think, Cheers, Think, like think, cheers, and all my social media, Instagram, Facebook, webpage, thinkcheer.com and geostudio.com. And that's who I am.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. You ladies, I'm already on fire. I'm looking forward to hear you speak, Angie. You can go ahead, Simone, and introduce yourself, please.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. To the audience, God bless you. My name is Simone Bridges. I hail from Chicago, Illinois. I am 31 years old, and you can tell by my hair, I absolutely love living life to the fullest. I am a licensed minister. I am an executive coach. I am a business consultant. I'm also a published author. I released a book during 2020 entitled The Place, the Position, and the Pursuit, Understanding God's Providential Care in Times of Uncertainty. And we focus the story around the life of Ruth in the Bible. What happens when you have it all and then you lose it all? And what happens when you have to make a decision while you're in the middle of the crossroad that can ultimately unlock the resources and the blessings that God has for you? And so I am so grateful that God trusted me to release the content. In addition to that, I am the founder and CEO of the Emergence Enterprises LLC, where we are the official HubSpot for the emerging leader. And we are a faith-based company that works with leaders of faith dealing with leadership development and training, along with executive coaching sessions. We believe that leaders of faith are not restricted just to the pulpit or the four walls of the ministry, but you have leaders of faith that serve in Fortune 500 company. You have leaders of faith that serve as an entrepreneur, that work in nonprofit settings. You even have leaders of faith that just happen to be the president of the neighborhood or the block's book club. But whatever space of influence that God has called you to serve as a leader, the Emergence Enterprises is here for you. We are here to take your hand, to walk with you, to get a better understanding of your purpose, of your calling, and what strategies and what solutions that you will need in order for you to be more effective and efficient, not only to God and the work that He's called you to do, but those that are following you, the spaces of influence that you are in. You've been called to make a difference. You've been called to make a change. You've been called to cause for society and culture to progress. But not only that, if you are a leader of faith, you also recognize that as you are progressing culture, you're also advancing God's kingdom. And so I'm very grateful and thankful for the
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's such a great honor to have you, Simone. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hear you speak because we are already on fire as you are. You can go ahead, Savita, and introduce yourself, please.
Well, praise God. I I thank God for the invitation. Real, I praise God for you, and I thank God this morning, even though I was having a little technical difficulties and the internet went out and all that. But I thank God because Sisters with a Vision, we have a vision, and I'm going to just use this as an example because being able to press through adversity. And no matter what you have to go through life, when you are a child of God and you are obedient to God, guess what? The devil cannot stop you. And so, Sisters with a Vision, we are here to educate, to inspire, to encourage our young women and men as well, to let them know that whatever you are going through in life, it does not matter. But when you are in God, it does matter because what God has for His children, He has for His children. And nobody can stop that. The enemy can't stop it. We can only stop it when we disobey God. And that's what happened with some of the people that died in the scriptures, when, from being disobedient. And so I thank God that we have to learn how to kill that spirit of disobedience and obey God, because it's not about us. It's always about God. And what the enemy wants to do is he wants to destroy anything that God has created because he wanted to be God. And so here it is. I thank God for, tests, trials, and tribulations. I thank him for, even the pressure. And because without any of those things, guess what? We would not be defined who we are in God. When a diamond is under pressure, when it is being made. It has to go through all the different things, all the heat, all the fire. And just thinking about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they said they was not going to bow down in the fiery furnace. And this morning, regardless what just came at me, I said, Lord, I'm sitting here praying. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. And I thank God for the Holy Spirit. See, this is why we have to have a spirit of discernment, is because the Holy Spirit will stop and, and he will speak to you and tell you what to do. But most of us, we not listening, and we have to have an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying on to the church, which is us. It's not the building. We are the church. And so I thank God that when we go into the house of worship, so today in this place here where I'm at, this is my atmosphere. This is my environment. And I had to make this my altar, even though this is not the place where I wanted to be at. But because I'm here, I had to bring God here with me in this place. So guess what? Any weapon that was trying to form against me and this word coming forth today, it had to be annihilated. It had to stop. And I thank God, because guess what? He's going to vindicate some folks on today. And I thank God because he just vindicated me from the enemy to let me know, guess what? When you are in me, the devil can't touch you. A weapon may form against you, but long as you don't believe, Savita, long as you don't bow down to that thing that's trying to oppress you, Savita, guess what? I will rise up, because greater is you that's in you, Savita, than of this world. So I thank God for this opportunity today. I thank God for the opportunity to be able to come before the women and the men of God and those that don't even know him. But today you're going to get to know him, because guess what? He brought 6 beautiful women here that has been through the fire, that has been through the flood. And guess what? It did not overtake us. It didn't drown us. It didn't kill us. I had 3 massive heart attacks, and I thank God that I'm still yet here today. I've been hit 9 times, but I thank God by vehicles. I thank God that because I'm still here today. And guess what? The unconditional love that God has for us, listen, baby.
Thank you so
I
much.
tell you, the unconditional
I,
love that he has.
I can tell that 7 minutes is going to be less for you, but you know what? We'll
But
make
I thank God for those minutes. It was
Yes, thank you
golden.
so much. I'm looking forward to
Yes,
hearing you
thank
speak.
you.
So, Dr. Sarita Graham, I have a question for you. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see a billboard coming down there, or maybe it's already there, who knows? What will your billboard say?
My bill will say, my soul anchors in the Lord. And that's what my billboard would say. And that's my belief, my soul.
Yeah.
Because the enemy can take so much for you, but when you know you in Christ, your soul is pure because it's your heart. And that's what I would say on my billboard. My soul is anchored in the Lord.
Wow, wow, I love it. I love it. Wow, my soul is anchored in the Lord, not anything else but the Lord. How about you, Dominica? I can see a billboard coming down there in the busy highway in Slovakia. What will it say?
Live your life the fullest every minute possible. I know it is a huge challenge, and I find myself even sometimes that I live my future. I find it very difficult in this moment for people to live in the present moment. The attention is so much distracting us from the present moment. Everywhere you look, you are distracted. And then they are a fear of the future coming, or if not that, then they are living in the past, in the traumas. So this would be my billboard. Happiness lies in a present moment, in a now.
Yes. So live your life to the fullest in the now, because happiness, it resides in the present. Wow, I love it. I love it. How about you, Angie? What will your billboard say?
Yeah, when I got just the question for you, I said, like, what is that I have this goal? And my billboard is say something like this: what do you need to take your life back? Because God created you to be healthy, wealthy, and happy. That's it. So an inquiry to people, if they're not living and not being wealthy, healthy, and happy, what is that they need to have? what to do.
Wow, take your life back. Wow, wow. I love it. I love it. How about you, Simone? What will your billboard say? Maybe it's already down there in Chicago. Who knows? What will it?
Absolutely. I think my billboard would say that my suffering brought me to my solution. My suffering brought me to my solution. It's in my suffering that I realized that God was establishing me. God was making me whole. He was confirming and affirming some things in my life. And he showed me a strength that I never thought that I would possess. And he showed me that.
Okay, I think we lost connection with the audio. Yeah, we lost connection, but you said your suffering brought you to your solution.
According to his purpose.
Oh.
I'll say it again because I saw that there was an internet connection. The Bible does say, and we know that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. And so it's my suffering that made me come into the realization that God is faithful through the good and through the bad. And even in this, there is glory after this. And even in this, I know that God is going to get the glory through all that I've experienced and all that I am to become. So my suffering brought me to my solution would be on my billboard.
My suffering brought me to my solution, because without suffering, I don't think you can solve something. You can find a solution without suffering. Wow, I love it. I love it. How about you, Saveta? What will your billboard say? I don't know if your billboard is going to be in Atlanta or it's going to be in New York. What will it say?
Well, it's going to be all over. I'm speaking it and claiming it, and it is going to say, learn from my pain. I was broken, but yet I am blessed. And so I thank God because, as my sister Simone said, in our suffering, the solution is there. And so I thank God for, the brokenness and the pain, because my solution, it was there for me to have my joy, to have my peace, to have a sound mind. And so I'm truly, truly thankful, for that brokenness.
Wow, wow, I love it. I love it. Actually, I love all of the billboards. So I think mine will be the 6th billboard driving down the highway, and it's going to remind you that the sky is no longer the limit, but the sky is now our point of view, like we're up there viewing. So let's all rise to greater heights. And it's definitely coming. It's definitely coming. So ladies, we're going to get started. We're going to get started. We have Dr. Sarita Graham. As servant leadership takes on its many forms, individuals harnessing intrinsic wisdom, personal ethic, and altruism remain at the heart of its intentional design. So displaying such intent with unyielding measure is the prolific humanitarian Dr. Sarita L. Graham. Dr. Graham is a world-class facilitator, advisor, cleric, and CEO and founder of Sarita Lean Ministries, which is a multidimensional conglomerate servicing various communal and educational exigencies. So her mantra is clear. She was born to live out her faith in action, to serve humanity through acts of love, humility, and essential purpose. Dr. Sarita couples her assiduity in philanthropy with a sincere regard for education, achievement, and communal involvement. She holds a doctorate of divinity, master in Christian counseling, and a PhD in Bible studies, as well as a BS in religion. So having a natural propensity for multifunctional leadership, Dr. Graham is often called upon for her expertise in various fields, ranging from her 7-figure success as an orator and a spiritual life coach. So when Dr. Sarita is not out serving the world, she is a true asset to her communal body and a loving member of her family and friendship circles. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Sarita Graham.
I'm truly just so happy. We used to say we got the happy, happies and the glad, glad. None of that means anything, but my relationship God is even greater. And as I look at the beautiful women and look at the rainbow that God has set before us, we're in a season where God is using us as women, as the Esthers. And when I think about my pain, how I took my pain into my purpose, and I'm so grateful. I couldn't see it then, but I see it now. All I had to do was just wait on the Lord. And that's what my uncle said, always keep him in your hand in everything that you do. And one of the things I'm going to share with you is I remember I was going through such of a hard time. The Lord had blessed me with a beautiful facility that I can actually house my men and women. And I never knew that once he blessed me with it, that I was going to go through the challenges that I had encountered. And I just began to start praying. And one day I began to pray. I said, Lord, now you give me this vision, but I don't know if I can handle it because it's just so much pain. And I began to pray and lay out. And when I prayed and laid out unto the Lord, I went almost into an anxiety attack. And I said, well, let me get up and may take a bath to kind of calm me down. And so I went in to take a bath. And so when I went in to take the bath, I just relaxed and I put on some meditation music to try to calm myself down. And I began to settle myself down. Then afterwards, I got up out the tub and I began to take the towel and wrap myself. When I began to wrap myself, I heard an audible voice that says, every sword that came against you will come against them. And I looked around, I said, there's nobody in here but me. And I heard the audible voice again. Every sword that came against you will come against them. So I ran in the office part. I said, let me write this down. And I dated it. And it said again, 3 times, every sword that came against you will come against them. Then I began to feel the release and I began to put some praise and worship on and just begin to praise God because I've never heard the audible voice. That was my first time. I hear people talk about it, but I truly had to experience it myself. And I tell anybody, when the enemy comes up against you, he said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And it's to symbolize that every sword that came against you will come against them. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Dr. Sarita. Oh, my goodness. You're just brief and straight to the point, because I believe that no weapon formed against all of us that will prosper. And thank you so much, Dr. Sarita, for being a vessel in your community. In everywhere that you go, you just shine your light. Thank you so much for just doing that to make this world a better place for every one of us here. So now we're gonna move to Slovakia, where we have Dominika Chuak. I hope I don't butcher your last name. Okay, I said it right.
Chuak.
Okay, Chuak. Okay, so establishing a sense of inner clarity can prove itself a challenge in a world seemingly immersed in chaos. So aiding many on their halcyon journey back to themselves is the charismatic professional Dominika Chuak. Dominika Chuak is an author, transformation specialist, and a coach with a unique enthusiasm for helping women establish the peace and synergy necessary to achieve their purpose in life. Her mantra is clear. Dominika shares a unique admiration for women committed to their personal evolution. With her assistance, women can look to reignite their love for success and assuredness that comes with collaborating with a transformation coach. So leaving her original roots and travel to the UK at the tender age of 19, Dominika learned the power of transforming her own reality from a professional novice to a trailblazing innovator, helping to develop high-dollar programs for top-tier female clientele. Dominika holds a master's degree in the management of small and medium enterprises and has enjoyed several years of success in various corporate arenas. inspired by the resilience, magnetism, and evolution found in other world-renowned coaches and leaders such as the legend himself, Les Brown and John Tallarica. Dominica continues to carry a reflection of their ingenuity onto her own clients. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dominica Stewart.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for acknowledgement. Your greatness lies in you. Do not try to find elsewhere. I want you all to think about your goals and dreams right now. And I want you to write this down because this is my breakthrough moment. Where do you stand right now in terms of your happiness in your life? You see, I used to be consumed by financial freedom. I was concerned that money will make us happy, that my husband will be able to retire from his job and can do whatever he likes to do, that my kids will have the perfect childhood, that we will be happy family, that we will go for holidays, that nothing will be there that we will need. We will buy everything. And we will be there, both of us, for our kids. My plans that it will take me, this financial freedom, it will take me for 1 year. I was so wrong. Do you know what was my reality? I was so directed, so goal-oriented. I was so all in. I became a workaholic. And we were far away from the happy family because I was not having a space in my mind to be the wife I wanted to be. I was not the mom I wanted to be. I was not good at the household. I was not taking care of my body. I was not taking the rest when I needed, when my body was asking me to be tired, to stop. I took rather another coffee instead. I could not lose any more time, no resting. I was so hard on myself. I was working hard, and we had the money, but we were not happy at all. My husband and my kids were approaching me like enough is enough. And I was so in pain to hear it from them, because it's my mission. I do it for us, for all my family, not just for myself. More they approached me, I was so wanted to so succeed. I took more and more work that I can prove myself. I was asking for more time. Please give me more time. I will manage. I will do it. I'm just so close. I will bring the results. I couldn't take the reality to, all this time, all this pain, all this suffering, everything just put into rubbish in a bin. I was not doing that. It was so hard during the pandemic situation. What did you take out of this period? Because I did a lot. It was the opportunity to come into yourselves. Ask those questions like, where is my life leading to? Am I happy? Hands on your heart. Am I really, truly happy? Wait, my dream was to be happy family, have a great body, healthy diet for the family, have time for myself, to be best mom, best wife, go for holidays, enjoy life together. Reality? So different. I was asking myself that time, where I'm right now. And this was my breakthrough moment. I was so far from it. What is your dream? Ask yourself. My kids were missing their mom. Even though I was playing with them, I was not very much present because I was thinking what I have to do, what I have forgot, what I have missed at home, at work, at nursery, etc. Even though I forgot our anniversary. I'm with my husband since my 16, so we are together 21 years together, and I forgot our anniversary. Can you imagine the pain? My pain that I forgot, and also on the other side, because I was so focused on my future, and I forgot to live the present moment, the life now. You are more powerful than you think you are. Free yourself from the limitations. I have this story from my coach. I love it because it demonstrates the picture of greatness which lies in you. Let's imagine an elephant. How strong he is, how big he is, how powerful he is, how gorgeous he is. We are talking about a specific elephant which you find in a circus. When he is not performing, he is tied with this thin chain. And he is so calm, being there, waiting, moving just so far as he can. Yes, you follow me? Elephant has great power and can move the things, right? Now you think that this elephant, if he knows that power he owns himself, how strong he is, that he would move the things, he will stay in that one place? Probably not. And it's the same with you. You have no idea how powerful you are unless you have no other option. Or then you have a great inner self-motivation. But can you imagine scenario when you have no other option? You will have a power inside of you to move the mountain, to resolve the situation. Nobody can say that is not true, because when you have no other option, you just imagine it. You have no other option. You do it. You don't ask how, you go. You try anything possible, and how will figure it out itself. This helped me on my journey a lot. I desperately needed a change. I was so unhappy. I was so frustrated. I was so far away from the real dream, which was the happiness. I needed the step of my old self and become my new self. What I did? I invested all into my growth during the pandemic. Can you imagine? I put myself where I had no other option. My only option was succeed. Was it easy? No. Would I do it again? Yes. I was without the plan, without the audience, without the business idea. Even I had nothing to start a new business that will be aligned with my life purpose. Only thing I had was to succeed. I had no plan B. I was so harsh on myself. And from that, I can now support other women on their way to live their dreams. From that journey, I learned a lot. One of the strongest for me was, no matter how your circumstances are, you are not it, you are not them. They are only here to support you along the way to your greatness. New beginning of my business was actually a new beginning of myself. I started to, like a baby again, to know myself, to feel myself, to accept myself, to heal myself from all that, from all I did, not supporting me anymore. To heal myself from all did not support me anymore. If today is your last day, or today is your day, actually, today is your day, that you can choose to live your life fully. Live your life that you will love, how it will look like. What feelings would you feel inside? Is it freedom? Is it joy? Is it happiness? I find things in your life that will give you these feelings and apply them, more of them into your life. I have special gift for you, only for this community and for this summit. And it is free personal advice towards your life you love. Not tomorrow, not the future, right now. All you have to do is email me, Schwarz-Dominika, you see my name here, Schwarz-Dominika together at hotmail.com with the subject Destined for the Greatness, and put it in the text, I claim my gift. Thank you, my name is Dominika.
Wow, Dominika, you've mentioned that your greatness lies in you. Don't try to find it somewhere else, because it lies in you. And you are more powerful than you think you are. So free yourself from all the limitations around you. As you were talking, I'm like taking many notes. And you've mentioned, lastly, you've mentioned that no matter what your circumstances are, you are not your circumstances. They are just only there to support you along the way to your greatness. Wow, what a profound, much needed message. Thank you so much, Dominika, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. Thank you. And to our audience online, oh my goodness, I can see Mariah watching, Ntiane Siwela and Lucille. Lucille, she's saying shalom, shalom, shalom. And Shoni Pile watching all the way from Eswatini. That's where I was born and raised. I wasn't made in China, but I was made in Swaziland. Yeah, and Shoni Pile, she's saying that this is powerful. Trina is also watching, and Mariah is also saying this is powerful. I can see you, Pumi, watching. Saveda has already started tagging many people over there. And Connie Turner is also watching. Our audience really have been moved, they've been inspired. So thank you so much, Dr. Sarita. Thank you so much, Dominika, for sharing such much needed messages. And to our audience online, please feel free, if you have any questions to any of the speakers right now, feel free to put them in the chat box. Just drop all the questions, and then we're going to attend to your questions at the end of the podcast. Now, from Slovakia, we're flying back to the US. We're going to Florida. We're going to Florida, where we have Angie Osorio. Angie Osorio is defeating sadness and reinventing her life over and over in the face of adversity. However, what people don't know is when she was born, she had a genetic lung condition which nearly took her life. So the adversaries in her life took her to the most beautiful experience anyone can have, which is investing in oneself and discovering the power of one's mind. So Angie completed the Ultimate Age and Build Your Brand Challenge programs, which have been hosted by Tony Robbins. She was part of Dean Graciosi's Inner Circle and Thinking into Results program for leaders by Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher, with her fabulous coach, John Tallarico. Today, she identifies herself as a marketing creator and mindset transformation consultant, as well as being one powerful mother. She is saying that the beauty of humanity is having the gift from God to create life over and over. We can always reinvent our lives. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Angie Osorio.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. So I'm going to measure my time because I really have three things that I'm going to talk about. The first topic is how to take your life back and reinvent your life. The second one is the context, the power of context, how we can shift everything that happened in our life. And the third one is how we can alter our patterns. So I'm gonna start with the thing that you share about like the gift from God, having the opportunity to reinvent our lives over and over. We can do that always, every minute. It's just a touch away of the reinvention of our lives. So I would like to express this with a little story. One day I woke up in my bed and I was almost drunk. I was this close to becoming an alcoholic. And I said, like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? I was investing in personal development. This is a horrible life. I'm miserable. I'm married with a man that I don't love. I'm not doing good in my career. I'm giving up my dreams. And I started like looking for help and taking risks. The only way to find the life that you want to live is taking risks. And risks are painful. It is a lot of fear because maybe something is going to happen. But wonder what? No, I took a lot of risks. I complete my marriage. I did everything that I needed to do. I have no mom. I have no dad. My brother tried to commit suicide at some point. I have my lung condition, and I have nothing after the pandemic. No money, no support. I was living in my couch for the entire year of the COVID, and I said, like, I need to take risks to transform my life. So I started taking risks to transform my life. And this is the how you can, like, if you have a dream, a goal, and you're not living the life that you want to live, start taking risks. That is the thing that I can say about that. The second topic that I would like to talk, and I would like to say a story about this, is the power of context. Recently in Florida, it was the elections. So I was supported in my marketing business, a friend of mine with the political campaign. And then she didn't make it. We lost for a few votes. And I was coaching her and all of that. And then she said, like, shit, what am I going to do now? And what happened is she lost her job the same day that she lost the elections. I just said, like, wow, what are we going to do now? And they say, like, this is the best moment for your political career because now you're not going to be doing this position that you were dreaming of. You can go like higher because now you're going to start thinking, as Bob Proctor says, start using your mental abilities. Now you don't have a job and you don't have that career that you were going to have safe. So you're going to start being like really in a very honest, unsafe state. And this is when we can shift the context and say, this that is happening to me, I can create the best. I can go higher. I can start using my ability of creation, of thinking how I'm going to create a new career, how I'm going to reinvent wherever I want. So sometimes we think that we were fired, the relationship didn't work, the business didn't went through. And this is when God is telling you, no, yet. You have to show me what are you made of. If you are able to conquer this and you're able to go over this problem and find solutions. And when you find solutions that are in this creative process, God is going to give you gold. And this is the power of context. It's just whatever happened, it's not, oh, it's not the end. Now it's an opportunity to create whatever I want. So this is the power of context. And the third thing that I would like to talk about, it is altering patterns. And I think that this is the source of things when they don't work in our lives. We are human beings of habits, and we started creating habits. We're born and we created habits, habitual ways of being. We woke up at a certain time, we do certain things, and we eat the same food, and then we expect to have different results. And this is not going to happen. So we need to start altering whatever we want to create. We got to do something totally different. As I mentioned before, I was almost becoming an alcoholic, and I started like saying, shit, this is not going to happen to me. I want my life. And it took me a lot to start exercising and waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning. It was really, really, really hard. I hated it. And then I remember listening to this audio from Tony Robbins that he says, the power of association. So you can associate exercise with pain or pleasure. And it was so hard for me to exercise because, of course, I was drinking also. And I started associating waking up in the morning and going to my workouts with a lot of pleasure. I was feeling the pleasure of, doing the exercise and the weights and all of that. And I started like associating. I said like, wow, I can alter my patterns. And when I can start waking up in the morning, I stop drinking and I start altering my life. My pattern was altered for the rest of my life. And I started creating that with food, with my friends. I complete with most of my friends in my life because it was an environment that it was not helping me to be. I started altering. And when I complete with my friends, I created new friends that are involved with my commitment in life, like being here. We create, when we alter our patterns, we start creating new lives. And everything starts aligning with what we want. But we have to have discipline in that. The first 3 days is going to be hard. The next 3 days is going to be hard too. But in a week and in 3 weeks, in a 21 days, and a pattern that is being altered is going to persevere, is going to continue with everything. So I invite you to alter a pattern. If you're not getting what you want in your life, the source of that is your habits, and it's altering whatever you're creating. Do something totally different that you haven't done before, totally, absolutely different. And with that, I complete what I wanted to share. I'm so honored to be here, and I just want to say that just one person that can get anything about what we're sharing here, our mission is complete. And it's my pleasure to alter or create something different for you today in your life. Today, that is Friday, August 26th, so 2022, and creating whatever you have in your mind that you haven't thought before, just do it today. And so to wrap up, you can find me on Instagram at Think Cheers, like this. This is the name of my business that I've been transforming. Think, like thinking, cheers. And this is my webpage too, thinkcheers.com. So I'm all over social media at thinkcheers and angiosorio.com too. And I am happy to say that I am part of this book. Please go to my social media and in Amazon, and you can buy The Greatness in You, that we are part of this book with Dominica. And I'm very happy and grateful that I manifested this dream, and now it's in my hands, it's a reality, shifting my patterns, creating my context, and taking my life back. This is in my hands. It was not possible 2 years ago for me in my life at all. So I'm complete.
Wow. Angie, just drop the mic. You've mentioned that we'll have to take our lives back. We'll have to take our lives back. It's high time. Adversity has no control over us. We'll have to take our lives back. And you also shared some nuggets on the power of context and the altering patterns. And wow, it's such an honor to hear a message from you. So thank you so much for sharing such a profound, much needed message. And good people, go out there and get the book. Get the book. I believe the book launch is August 30th. So go out there, get The Greatness in You in any Amazon platform. And I know for sure, I'm also pushing the sale of the book. So we're gonna be a New York bestseller in no time because of you. So thank you so much, Angie, for sharing such a profound message. I can see our audience. Oh my goodness. Savera is saying, oh wow, now look at God with Angie. Yes. You see, he's a wonder working God. He's a wonder working God. I can see Stella watching, Londo watching, Zita, he's also watching with us. And Londo is saying that I'm watching from Eswatini. Simone has started tagging. Oh my goodness. So good people, go out there. If you haven't shared this live streaming, go out there, share to your networks, tag your friends along, because you know what? They need to hear this message. They are all destined for greatness. And inside of every one of us here, God has put those seeds of excellence. So you can't have, yes, and the greatness in you. Yes, and the greatness in you book. Go out there and grab that copy. So thank you so much, Angie, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. So now we are flying.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not too sure if we're going to fly or we're going to drive to Chicago from Florida, but yeah, we're going to do that. We have Simone Bridges. Simone Bridges is a Southside native of Chicago. At 30, she has accomplished many achievements that range from education, leadership, and ministry. Simone has obtained her bachelor's degree in business administration with a focus in management. Master of Arts in Educational Leadership and Administration with a focus in Higher Education Administration from Chicago State University with a GPA of, oh my goodness, 4.0, wow. And currently she's enrolled at Cornell University for their Women in Entrepreneurship Certificate program. So with 10 years of work experience and over 8 certifications in various areas of specializations, she was very successful in various roles, including becoming the first African-American and Black female to hold a C-suite executive position at an educational nonprofit organization in 2021. So Bridges is the founder and CEO of the Emergence Enterprises LLC, where she provides leadership development and training services, as well as events to leaders of faith, both nationally and internationally. She's also a newly published author, and her first book is entitled The Place, the Position, the Pursuit, Understanding God's Providential Care in Times of Uncertainty. So Bridges is a licensed minister, and she currently serves as the Minister of Music. Simone continues to seek opportunities to glorify God and to make impact by creating spaces for other individuals to flourish and thrive in their respective spaces of influence. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Simone Bridges.
Blessings to each and every one of you all. Listen, I do not want to prolong the time. I want to get into my focus. Do me a favor, if you are on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, I want you to type in the comment section, creative with innovative capabilities. Type that in the screen or the comment section for me, creative with innovative capabilities. It's really interesting. I had a lecture that I did last month, and we focused on that of leadership and different facets of leadership. And we're noticing that in various industries that there is a great need for creativity. You have a lot of C-suite executives that are saying we need to hire individuals who are creative. But how many of you all understand that creativity is just not enough? That what really pairs with creativity is that of innovation. When you look at the definition of creativity, it is the formulation and development of ideas. But when you look at innovation, the definition of to that particular idea, breadth is in order for that idea to become a reality, in order for that idea to become successful. And so here it is, we have to understand that when you know that you are destined for greatness, that you need to position yourself to be innovative. What do I know about innovation? I'm so glad that you asked. When you deal with innovation, innovation brings about
Okay.
life, and you're putting value, added value to who you are, to what you bring to the table, to what you offer, to what God has called you to establish in this earth. Let's go to the Bible just for a quick second, because you know I love the word. When you look at the creation story, here it is that when we look at God, he creates the heavens and the earth. He creates the animals. He creates the fowl of the air. He creates the sea creatures. He creates He gave life to the creatures. He gave and established function and purpose in the oceans and in the volcanoes and in the trees and in nature, because he recognized that in my innovation, whatever I'm creating, it has to live out its purpose. And do you know that many times in this life, you have individuals that have potential, that have been created for purpose, but they have not used innovation? Don't you know that we are fearfully and wonderfully made? When God created us, let's go back to the creation story. God, in his infinite ways, said, listen, let us create man in our own image and our own likeness. So don't you know that just as God is our creator and he is the greatest innovator, that guess what? He has called for us to be creative and to be innovative as well. He's given us power within us and authority and dominion on this earth to be able to speak life into our own situations, to speak life and to be innovative with the visions and the ideas that he has given unto us. And don't you know that when you are innovative, people of God, you recognize that, listen, in my being innovative, I stand out. When I am innovative, I am my own authentic self. When I am authentic, I am blazing my own trail. I don't have to copy and paste. I don't have to look like somebody else. When I operate in my innovation, I recognize that God created me to walk out a very unique story. God has allowed me to walk out a unique purpose in my life, and no one can duplicate it. No one can try to emulate or imitate what it is that God is calling me to do. So it's very important that we understand that when we have been created, if God created us, he created us to birth out movements, to birth out businesses, to birth out ministries, to birth out music, to birth out books, so that so much so when we provide an answer, we can provide a solution that the world we're living in perilous times. We're living in unusual times. We're living in times of chaos and disorder. But God is calling for us, the creation, to be innovative, to be able to stand out. And sometimes when we're innovative, sometimes in that process, God will stretch us. God will make us uncomfortable. It seems as if, God, why are you stretching me? I have an idea of my purpose. I have an idea of my identity. But what I'm taking out of my comfort zone. But God is doing what it is that he's doing through innovation. You're next. Don't you know that because you are destined for greatness, that there's another level that God is calling you to? Don't you know that there is another dimension that God is calling you to? Come here, Jeremiah, for I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil. I've called you to do a work, but you can't just do that. I'm calling you, creative, to come out. I'm calling you to be innovative. I'm calling you to set the tone. I'm calling you to set the standard. I'm calling you to be to set the precedence. Hallelujah. He's calling you to set the blueprint, because what you carry on the inside, there are individuals that are connected to you that need to see it. Because when you operate in creativity and innovation in accordance to God's plan, you are going to allow people to walk through restoration and deliverance and freedom. But you have to understand that you are a creative with innovative capabilities. And I'm going to wrap up right there. Listen, you can find me on social media. You can find me at Simone, Simone, Simone A. Bridges. You can follow my business page at The Emergence Enterprises, The Emergence Enterprises. You can find The Emergence Enterprises on Facebook and on Instagram. This December, I will be hosting my conference, The Emergence Conference, where we focus on helping leaders propel into their next level. And I am so excited, ladies, and to those that are viewing, about what God is about to do. So I thank you so much, Dr. Real, and to all the ladies, thank you so much for this opportunity. May God bless you and keep you is my prayer.
Oh my goodness, someone just dropped the mic. Just drop the mic. Yes, God has better plans for every one of us here. You are a true revival. Like really, you just bring it in bucket loads. Oh my goodness, you've mentioned that we shouldn't settle for anything less. We should know our worth, because our God has better plans for us. And those plans are just to prosper us and never ever fail us. So thank you so much, Simone, for sharing such a much needed message of the century. Oh my goodness. I believe our audience, I saw too many fires in there. Oh my goodness. So thank you. Thank you so much, Simone. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. From Chicago to Atlanta, we have Saveda Beswick. Saveda Beswick is the CEO and founder of Sisters with a Vision, which was birthed in 2018. Its goal is to help educate young single mothers and young men and married couples and their families across the globe at learning how to live a better life, being financially free by doing it God's way. Sisters with a Vision serves God's children by inspiring, motivating, and empowering, encouraging, and showing families how to live a debt-free life by applying the principles and tools that are being shared via her web class at suave2018.com. She's going to share that link anyways. Her faith in God guides her in all she does for others and herself. So Savita has endured many heartaches, pain, and losses during her life, but they all have taught her how to be a tough soldier and to have faith and trust God with all her heart, mind, body, and soul. So Saveda had to learn to have patience, trust in God's process and plans that He has for her life. And those that are connected shall be blessed and eat the good of the land. She's originally from Niagara Falls in New York, but currently resides in the state of Georgia. Saveda is a multi-award recipient. She has received leadership awards from Niagara Community College and Genesee Community College and motivational speaking awards. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Saveda Beswick.
Oh, my God, my God, my God. I just got to say hallelujah, glory to God, because Simone has said some things, and I'm over here and I'm like, my baby, my spirit is leaping and it is rejoicing. And I just thank God for Angie. I thank God for Dominica. I thank God for Dr. Sarita Graham. And I thank you, Dr. Real, for just your special spirit and your presence, and just for even putting this summit together. I thank God for Les Brown. That is my hero. And I'm going to just share real quick. He is the one that actually inspired me back in 2017. It might even been in 2016. And this man spoke to me literally like he was Jesus himself. I didn't even know who Les Brown was. I didn't even know who he was. And he took my whole financial team up into his suite. And when he looked at me, I had this big old red hair. And he looked at me and said, "There is greatness in you." And he said, "You need to tell your story." And I began to weep because he didn't even know where I was at in my life at that particular time. But God knew. God sent that man all the way to Miami to a business conference to be able to speak to me. He might have been speaking to everybody else in that room, but I knew he was speaking to me because there was greatness in me. And the Lord needed that to come out. And I thank God because of the fact that there is greatness in you, kings and queens. And I thank God because everything that I had to endure, everything that I had to learn up until this day, I thank God for my transformation 27 years ago. And the transformation, it began from head to toe. And I thank God because I had went through a marriage that I thought that I was going to be married for the rest of my life. I was, married at a young age. I was a mom at a young age. And, to go back, my very first child, I was 17, and I'm going to share this. I'm very transparent. I had an abortion, and I was forced to have an abortion, which I did not want. And so then that was traumatizing to me as a young teenager. And then I turned around again and got pregnant with my son at 18. And, I had him, and I can remember the enemy saying that he was going to take my child while it was in my womb. And I can remember praying and fighting. I didn't even know God. I heard of him, but I didn't know him. I didn't have a relationship with him. And, you know, a family relationship where everybody went to the house of worship. But me as a child, I still didn't understand why I was going. I was just going because my family went. And I didn't understand why the basket was being passed around in the house of worship. I didn't understand that. I didn't know. And so at 13, I remember I stopped going to the house of worship. And by the time I turned 22, I can remember I was married now by this time, a year into the marriage. And I can remember, you know, being pregnant with my daughter at the time. And me and my husband were going through some challenging times because there was a cultural difference. He was from, you know, the islands of Jamaica, and here it is, me being from Niagara Falls, New York. So there was already, you know, going to be a struggle there. And we already know that once I gave my life over to Christ, that guess what? It was going to be on and popping because the devil did not want the family structure. And because not that I was the best wife, because I didn't even know how to be a wife. I didn't know how to be a mom. I'm sounding like, you know, Dominique. I didn't know how to do any of those things because I was young. But I can remember going to God at this point in time, you know, after going to a revival, giving my life over to Christ and having that transformation from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet, that nobody can tell me that I did not have that experience. And so from that day forth, every day I always ask God, as I open myself up to him, to pour his love into me, because I did not know how to love because of my parents and, you know, because of different people and the rejection and all these different things I had, you know, it was pain. And so when I began to give God the pain, he began to give me the joy. He began to give me the peace. He began to give me his love. And every day, and now it's been over 20 something years. And guess what? He's still giving me his love. He's still giving me his peace. He's still giving me the joy, even in spite of me going through a divorce 6 years ago. And that was like the greatest pain that I could have had, because here it is, that was the only love that I knew besides my children was my husband. And but as I got to know God and I got closer to him, the Father began to show me the love of a father. And when he began to show me his love, it was like, man, this is better than, excuse me, than sex. This is good. You know, I was married, so I can say that. And I was like, hey, you know, my God, when you taste and see that the Lord is good, man, you want to keep eating and you want to keep eating. And that's what I've been doing, is I've been eating the goodness of the Lord. And I just want to say that there is greatness in you. And I'm inviting every woman that is going through something right now, because the Lord allowed me, you know, to come into his dressing room to be able to be transformed, for my mind to be transformed, for my heart to be renewed, for my spirit to be renewed. And I thank him, because when you are not at peace with yourself and everything that's going on around you, your soul is conflicting and your flesh is conflicting with your spirit and it's warring. But I tell you this, when you get into God's presence and you bathe and allow him to wash away all of the shame, the guilt, the unforgiveness, the bitterness, the anger, the frustration, all of those things, he will wipe those things away. And I believe that I had heard Simone and Angie talk about creation. You know, God is a creator. He will give us every day. It's a new day. Today, you know, is a new day. Yesterday is gone. And so we can't worry about what happened yesterday, but here it is today, the now. We heard that. Faith is now. And I thank God, because all of this stuff that he had to teach, and he's still yet teaching all of us, is to learn how to trust and rely on him, even in the midst of the pain, even in the midst of the loss, even in the midst of anything that you're going through. And I thank God, because I have evidence. I have the evidence because, first of all, I'm here because I had 3 heart attacks. As I said, I had a 95% blockage on my left LAD. I've been through, you know, being hit by multiple vehicles, but I thank God that I'm still here. And the pain, of what we go through physically. But I thank God because when we get into the spirit, God begins to restore us. And this is where he says in First John, beloved, I wish above all things that you will, be in health and prosper, even as your soul prosper. So if your soul is not prospering, then guess what? Nothing else is going to prosper. It may seem like it's prospering, but you're just going through the motions. If you want to see the fruit of the Lord, then that means we have to learn to be obedient. That means that we have to learn how to take off all of the stuff that this world has placed on us. And I thank God because he has been teaching me. I'm in his dressing room and he told me he was giving me a new wardrobe. And I thank God for the new wardrobe. He's given me, just everything that is fitted and needed for me. And guess what? Whatever you need. And can you remember this? Just a little story of a child. Remember when you were a child growing up and you wanted to play in your mom's clothes and put on her shoes and everything? It was too big though. But for you, you felt like you can fit it, you can wear it, and you played in it and you did it. But then remember, as you grew up, as you started to grow, and maybe the size began to change. Well, guess what? As we grow up in God, things begin to change. And so a lot of times he has to prune us. He has to, because we are connected to the vine. We are connected to the tree of life. We are connected to him. And so when there's things that's on us that should not be, he'll begin to take those things away from us. And it's painful. But at the end of the day, I believe I had heard Simone, or I believe it was Dominique, that says that when we are going through, the things that God is taking us through, that, that suffering is for a reason. That pain is for a reason. And it's not to kill us, but it's to bring us to having that compassion for other people and to know that here it is. God loves us so much that anything that we want in him, guess what? He will give it to us. He will not withhold any good thing from us. He will withhold, relationship. He will not withhold finances. He will not withhold a marriage. He will not withhold a business. It's all about being obedient to him. And we can see that, there is times where in the book of Deuteronomy, and you can read it for yourself, and I'm going to give you chapter 28, 29, 30, and 31, where God says, if you hearken unto my voice, these blessings will overtake you. But if you don't hearken unto me, then these curses will come upon you. And most people are walking around here on this earth, and we think that it's a blessing, that we see this and that and the other. But don't be dismayed. Don't get distracted, because most of the things that we see is not real. It's not real. And God, and I heard this earlier, when you are authentic, God will allow you to shine. He will, because he wants to get the glory. And so I thank God for this opportunity to be able to speak, to you, and to be able to share with you that whatever you are going through, remember, there is greatness in you. And the only way that you can find that greatness, sometimes we have to go way down to the root. We got to dig way down and get rid of all of the other stuff and get rid of that. So sometimes you got to get a shovel. You got tools that God has given you. He's given you the word of God. He's given you, Dr. Rio. He has given you Sister Angie. He has given you Dominica. He has given you Dr. Sarita. He has given me me, and he has given also Simone and all of the other, leaders that he will put in front of you. And he wants you to be great because it's about his kingdom here on earth. And I just wanted to share that anything that you are going through at this particular moment, God said, let it go. Today is Freedom Friday, is what we call, for Sisters with a Vision, Freedom Friday, being able to let it go. And so I would love to be able to invite you to Sister Girl, Let It Go, and Let's Talk About It on Friday, on September the 3rd. The 2nd, that first Friday, we will be resuming back. And we're going to be talking about things that, whatever you may be carrying that you need to let go. Because most people are taking this stuff like it's theirs. It's like it's their baby. And it's like, no, God's saying that's not you. I want the real you. I want the authentic you. So let's take off this stuff. So, let it go. Let go of the past. Let go of the hurt. Let go of the trauma, all those things, so I can give you the joy, the peace, and the abundance of what I created for you in the beginning. And so I wanted to just share that with you briefly. And I want you to be able to go to my website, and it is SWAV, which stands for Sisters with a Vision. So it's SWAV2018.com. And also you can reach me if you want to email me at Saveda, SAVEDA BESWICK at gmail.com. And I thank God for this opportunity once again. And guess what? We are not done. This is just the beginning of greatness. And so I thank you, Dr. Rio, because people are going to get delivered. People are going to get set free. People are going to get saved because of what we are doing. And as long as we continuously to stay connected and be obedient to God, watch what God does. Because he says that, guess what? When we are obedient, he's going to give the blessings. The blessings are going to run and overtake us. We don't have to. And can I say, this is my last thing, I promise. You know, people say that you have to go out and you have to do this and you have to do that. Can I tell you something? This came to me. Even though I post and this and that and the other, but someone from Les Brown team ended up inboxing me and said that they were going to share some. So me and the person was, talking, and here it is. I just want to give a shout out to John Uglu. I want to give a shout out to him, and I want to thank him for this opportunity and for me being able to be here. And I thank God for each and every one of you ladies. God bless you all. I love you. And I'm going to say, remember this, favor is always fair with God. God bless.
Oh my goodness, Saveda. Oh my goodness. Yes, this is just the beginning of greater things. You've shared more nuggets on manifestation of being obedient to God and the purpose of having a spirit of discernment. And oh my goodness, I'll go back and watch the replay. I can see our audience from your message. They've been really, really moved. Princess Sebe is saying that what a best way to end my day. And Sean Pile is saying what a much needed impartation. Thank you, women of God. Our audience, oh my God, I can't read all of the messages in the interest of time, because you know what? I'm gonna be the next speaker. So good people, our audience online, if you happen to have any questions to any of the speakers right now, please drop them in the chat box. We're gonna attend to your questions at the end of the podcast. So you know what? It's not a podcast without me speaking. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be the next speaker, but before I speak, let me see if I can grab my bio. Yes, I'm gonna get my bio and then I'll come back and speak.
Non-Pumelelo Rial Kunene is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Les Brown International speaker. She is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. Rial is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective, inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes in a seriously funny way. Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. Rial's book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. Rial Kunene wears many hats as a professional certified sales manager, CEO, strategist, certified travel counselor, trainer, esthetician, philanthropist, diplomacy protocol officer, international human rights analyst, and a commissioner for OAS. Following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalm 27 and 40. Keep her to rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. welcome Riel Kunene.
Thank you so much. Amazing speakers. You know, all of you, you've just set the bar high for me. So I was like, am I going to be able to fit in those shoes? But you know what? I'm going to try. Please write this down. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. You know, I've seen the approach to adversity that it play out in all walks of life, and realizing that resilience is truly the signature of greatness, because every leader with their souls were once resilient. Why? I'm glad you've asked that, because stories of our struggles, they often become lessons in how we can stay strong as kings and queens, as individuals out there. Like Oprah Winfrey once said, turn your wounds into wisdom. Turn your wounds into wisdom. And trust me, this message, it really stirred something within me. So these great leaders believed in a cause bigger than themselves and were persistent in order to achieve their goals. They define themselves by the impact and difficult challenges that they come across, but have been able to overcome them all. Good people, you really don't have to see the whole staircase in life, but you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great in life. So get started today in order for you to become great in life, because you know what? Entrepreneurship is a journey full of learnings and many bumps along the way, but finding our cause is the main aim of life, which is a healthy dose of resilience. With a healthy dose of resilience, you will overcome every challenge that you come across in this entrepreneurship journey. Like Dr. Graham, she mentioned that no weapon formed against us that will ever prosper. So there is something admirable about people who keep going, no matter what obstacles they are facing. They have resilience to succeed, which is the fuel that we need in order for us to get through the hard days. So it's a wake-up call, good people. All these amazing speakers have shared more nuggets on how you can unleash your greatness, because we are all destined for greatness here. It's a wake-up call. But when that alarm clock goes off, please don't ever hit the snooze button. Don't be like, I will wake up in the next 2 minutes. I will wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and bounce back to life? Bounce back to life. So I'm going to share 5 keys on how to that will help you to focus on to develop a greater level of resiliency. Please write it down. Learn from discomfort. Learn from discomfort, because when you're going through tough times, it is easy to lose your cool. But I believe that we need to learn from we'll have to learn from most of the discomfort that we're going through and rethink what's required to be successful. Point number 2, be willing to create resilience. And you may ask me how or why do I have to learn that? Because most of our challenges will cause us to grow in so many ways. So learning to deal with and address adversity is what creates resilience. Point number 3, write it down. Stay committed to what matters the most, because our struggles can often put things in better perspective, and overcoming such adversity is character building. Point number 4, build external resources. I know I'm kind of rushing because with the time that we have. Build external resources. Adversity, it helps us to find a body, or like Angie mentioned, that she decided like to find bodies that can help her to champion in whatsoever she wants to achieve, because we need people for emotional as well as mental support. Angie mentioned that we'll have to take our lives back. So it's high time you build external resources. Point number 5, don't accept it. Don't accept it, because we will never rise higher than the expectations we have for ourselves if we accept that adversity is inevitable. So don't ever accept that. Yeah, Simone mentioned that we'll have to, she mentioned that God has a better plan for every one of us. He has better plan for every one of us. So use all these 5 key points that I've just shared with you to focus on to develop a greater level for resiliency. As flight attendants always say, that put on your oxygen mask first before you assist others, because if you don't, you and the other person you're trying to help could possibly go down. So put on that oxygen mask first to yourself, because resilience is the very essence of each of our greatness. And it is the learning that comes from it that creates the opportunity for growth. Dominica mentioned that your greatness lies in you. Don't try to find it elsewhere. Don't try to go and search greatness elsewhere. It's just inside of you. So it can bring your best or your worst, but it's from these places where we grow the most. And from the beginning of the time until now, people have been grasping for greatness. So in order for us to go from the bottom of the stairs to the top, you need to take the first step. Take the first step to get to the top. Simone mentioned that we should never, ever settle for anything less. We should know our worth, because greatness comes from depending entirely on God. My everyday book says that the stone that the builders rejected has become the capstone. The stone that the builders rejected has become the capstone. The Lord has done it, and it is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day that the Lord has made. So let us all rejoice and be glad in it. So God takes the least of men and makes them great. But if we try to become great through our own efforts, we will eventually fail. Like Saveda mentioned, that God wants you to be great. So greatness in Jesus's eyes is serving the needs of others. This is the true path to greatness, by blessing the lives of many others around you. You know, it's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I know many, when they try to say my name, they always butcher my name, but you know what? I forgive them. But Nompumelelo in my own language, it means mother of all success. Mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success. If I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve? Maybe, let me say, in the next 6 months. I know myself, I am one of those people. Please, I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So as a coach or as a mentor, like many of us here, my goal is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. You know, I so wish that you can just tell yourself that, you know what, I've had all. I am destined for greatness. All these amazing speakers have shared many, many more nuggets on how I can actually unleash my greatness. So in order for you to go out there, to be the change, to make a difference, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like the hungry lion in the jungle. That hungry lion in the jungle, really, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. And it's so funny, because even with elephants, when they see a lion, what they do is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. So I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to be the change, in order for us to make a difference in this world, in order for us to unleash our greatness. That's the lion mindset that we need. You know, it's so funny, when I was in the 8th grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird, meaning I became successful again. So really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me, and it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I want to encourage you, if you are watching and listening under my voice, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability that you can you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. Please write this down, write this down one more time. Resilience to greatness. I have a reason why I'm saying this, because you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. So if I can be honest with you, I don't know what dreams you have for your future. I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months, but here's one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish, but many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that God has a better plan for every one of us. Your objective is what you were designed for and the reason why you live today. With God, I believe that we're all destined for greatness as long as we follow his strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gift and following God's idea will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe once said, the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the dreams, all the visions, all the goals, all the skills, all the talents have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to all these messages, it just gave me sleepless nights. And I am really proud today to introduce my book, Rise to Greater Heights, which is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. And I didn't stop there. If you remember it very well, May 25th, 2020, George Floyd died in police custody in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I believe that we all have a voice that we can use, and we need to stand for a world where no one shall live in fear because of the color of their skin, and where the criminal justice system treats everyone fairly and equally, because I believe that everyone is born free and everyone has the right to life. And I believe that we are all equal in dignity. No matter where you are born, no matter what kind of family you are born into, we are all equal in dignity. And I'm just gonna do it real quick. What's holding you back? Is it fear, procrastination, mediocrity, or distraction? What's holding you back? Kings and queens, it's so essential to assess your goals' progress. And we came together here with 17 different co-authors around the world. Cultivate your mindset for success. And here, Resilience to Greatness, 15 different co-authors being trained, coached by the legend himself, Les Brown. We decided to go with Resilience to Greatness. I believe with all these books, they have the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. And I also have a free transformation guide for you. It's available on my website, www.risetogreaterheights.com. Because growing up, I didn't have much in life, because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. And thank God I missed that flight, because I'm still here. I'm still preaching my message, because I have everything because of my mama's love. And I love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Gunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. So at this moment, please feel free to share how our audience will reach out to you. And again, if you have any book that you want to promote, any event, please feel free to share at this moment. Just 1 minute each and every speaker, and then I'll go and check if we have any questions being posted, and we'll come back and wrap up. So Dr. Graham, you're gonna go ahead and share with the audience.
I want to share Finding Peace, which is my journal, and it had to deal with my pain. And so I have, my journal's a little different, but my story's in there. You can go on Amazon. My website is saritalynnministries.com. It's SARITA, Lynn, LYNNE, ministries with an S.com. My email is actually saritagraham@AOL.com. And find peace in your life. But that's what I had to do. Through all my trials and tribulations, I had to find peace, not only with myself, but the people that have scarred me in my life. I had to find that peace. And so when you figure out in life that there's greatness in you, you'll put all of it behind you and you will strive to the stars. Because one thing about it is you keep God in your hand. And that's one thing that I did. And just like I said before, My soul is anchored in the Lord. I'm Dr. Sarita Graham, Kansas City, Missouri, CEO of Sarita Lynn's Ministry. And we also have a junior college that I had forgot to share. And it's credited, and it's Rural Community College. It's a Christian-based school. And so you're more than welcome. You can reach out to me again at SaritALynnsMinistry.com. Thank you. Finding Peace.
Thank you, Dr. Graham. You can go ahead, Dominica, and share with the audience how they can reach out to you, your books, your whatsoever you want to share.
Okay, I would like to remind you the special gift I gave you for this summit, and it's free personal advice for the life you love. Not tomorrow, not in the future, right now. And you can write me an email, schwartzdominica at hotmail.com with subject Destined for the Greatness, with the text I claim my gift. You have nothing to wait. You have been waiting for long. So answer your call, which will take you to live your potential fully. I know it might be scary to start something new and to go for the new places you don't know, but make a decision to do little step every day. Anything, start moving, keep on asking through your way to yourself, what do I love, what makes me happy, and bring that to the light. Take the action, because when you are happy, you are shining, you are fulfilled, and then you're also changing your reality and reality others around you as well. My name is Dominika Schwartz. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dominica. You can go ahead, Angie, and share with the audience, please.
Hi, I just wanted to thank you for being in this space of greatness. My name again is Angie Osorio. You can find me at Think Cheers. All over my social media is Think Cheers. Think Cheers. And yes, I would like, I don't know if this is going to be working or not, but this is the links for the book, The Greatness in You from Les Brown. So go to Amazon, and if you can just have your phone and get the barcodes, go and buy the book. The release is going to be next week on Wednesday, August 31st. And again, you can find me at youstudio.com, thinkcheers.com, at thinkcheers in Instagram. And thank you. It's made my honor to be here.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Angie. You can go ahead, Simone, and share with the audience, please.
All right. Hey, everyone. So again, thank you for this opportunity, Dr. Real. And listen, you can go on Amazon, everyone, and I'm going to post it right here. It's not that legible, but this is my book. It's called The Place, The Position, The Pursuit, Understanding God's Providential Care in Times of Uncertainty. If you don't remember the entire name of the book, just put in The Place, The Position, The Pursuit. You'll find it. You'll find my name, Simone A. Bridges. Go ahead and purchase it, and I pray that the book blesses you. And again, you can follow me on social media, Simone A. Bridges. You can, with a Y, Simone, Simone A. Bridges. You can also go ahead and follow my business, The Emergence Enterprises, The Emergence.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Simone. You can go ahead, Sarita, and share with the audience, please.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this special invitation, Dr. Rio. I appreciate it, and I'm truly grateful. And I thank everyone for sharing the awesome words that they had shared with us. And for myself, with Sisters with a Vision, we are actually giving away a free ebook that I had written, and it's called Unconditional Love: how to increase your happiness by loving without reservations. And the reason that was being is because, as I said, I did not know how to love myself. I didn't know how to love my children authentically. I didn't know how to love other people authentically. And so God had to actually pour his love into me to be able to love the hell out of others. So basically, I thank God, and you can actually, I dropped it in the chat link there, but you can go to www.s as in Sam, W as in Walter, A as in Apple, V as in Victor, 2018.com, and you can get your free download of your book. And my next book will be coming out, Learn from My Pain, Broken But Yet Blessed. I'm still working on that one. So God bless you all. Happy Freedom Friday. Enjoy your weekend and your Sabbath day. And God bless you all and your homes.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Savita. Oh, to our amazing speakers, really, I just appreciate your presence today for inspiring us, motivating us, because I believe that we are all destined for greatness, and you've just unleashed that. You've just unleashed that in us. So thank you so much for sharing such profound messages, for sparing your time to be with us, even when we just went above the allocated time, but you were patient enough to be with us. So I appreciate all of you today, and thank you so much, amazing speakers. And to our audience online, oh my goodness, our amazing audience have been really inspired. Sean Pile is saying thank you, Queens, and I can see Joe Cola watching with us, and Savita is saying that I love it, and Sound of Heaven, he is just sending fire into us. So thank you for joining us, Sound. And Mariah is saying yes, Queen. Namon Williams is also watching. Bisanka is saying thank you. And oh my goodness, Makia is watching with us. Bisanka, Princess, Simone, yes, all of our amazing audience are just with us. They were just listening under our voices. So I believe they've been really inspired. But before we close this podcast, I know the book launch for The Greatness in You. If you Queens can just lift the books, The Greatness in You, as we try to push it for New York Times bestseller, for our legend Les Brown, John Tellerica, and the amazing kings and queens who have just contributed each and every chapter in there. Because this book, honestly, this book is going to change many lives around the world. The greatness and magic of the human spirit is really highlighted by the timeless stories of the kings and queens who are just inspiring others to discover their greatness. So go out there, good people. I know now you can place your pre-orders on Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, any Amazon platform. Go out there, pre-order this book, because next week, Wednesday, it's going to be released. So be the first one to get a copy of this amazing book, because through the commitment of these kings and queens, their dedication, determination, you will learn how to overcome any challenge. Trust me, you can move into your highest potential and embrace the miracles of your life. So go out there, good people, and get the book. So to our viewers online, thank you so much for joining us here today at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope from all these amazing messages, from all these amazing speakers, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. Siyabonga.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and Shout out my halala to the fullest, let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long